Hey everyone, here we are for Surrender to Love, day number 71 of our 90-day joy-based spirituality workout series. And I have a lot to say today, so buckle in. If you're watching this as a replay, get yourself a cup of tea. Here we go. So, believing. Let me bridge some things that I've already said and may weave them in to this message so this way it'll feel like it's not completely new, because it's not. We're just going to take something we already know and give it some extra strength, extra fortification, weave some new pieces of thread into it and make it a whole lot stronger. So one of the topics that's coming up with a few people right now has to do with falling in love with your future. Falling in love with your future means being excited about where you're heading. It doesn't mean living in your future as though it's more important than the present moment. It means feeling excited about the direction that you're heading in and feeling comfortable where you are right now and going, oh, I'm excited to wake up every morning. I like the life I'm living. I'm appreciating the direction I'm going in. It's not about where you are, it's about the direction you're going in. And paradoxically, it is about where you are, because you want to be happy in this moment while you're going. Your happiness is not waiting for you out there. Your happiness and your joy is right here and right now. You're going to see where this is going. Don't worry about it. Fall in love with the future you want to create. Now, I want you to remember where we started a few years ago, when I was writing Sanctuary for healing and thriving after trauma, that people have a tendency to go through 4 steps. And the first step is stuck. They're just stuck in their situation. Stuck. And they don't even know they're stuck, but you on the outside, you can see them and go, that person's like totally stuck. And telling them anything isn't even going to help. So, if they're part of your life, you just accept where they are because they're not doing anything about it. Or if it's you, you know what it's like to have felt stuck. The level above that is shocked. Oh my God. Oh my God. That person who was not kind to me, they did it again. They did it again. They did it again. And like they're saying the same story, but they don't even realize they're saying the same story. Like it takes a bubble to pop them out of it. So, but sometimes it takes many bubble poppings to go, shocked. And then they go, oh my God. There comes a point where the person who is in the process of healing will say, okay, I'm done with being stuck and shocked. I'm no longer stuck and shocked about these people, about the situation, about the circumstance. In fact, I can predict it. I can put it on my stopwatch. I can tell you exactly what's going to happen in the next interplay. Now, when you can predict something, that gives you power. That gives you a sense of, okay, I know how I can visualize my own response next time so that I don't have to get snookered in, and that even if it's negative for me, I can step out of it more quickly. It gives you more agency. It gives you more power. So we have stuck, shocked, hell no. There comes a point in the process of healing to thriving where you just go, that's it, enough, no mas, khalas, finished, complete, kaput, we're done. No more. However, if a person doesn't get out of hell no to into hell yes, they will keep going, reverting back from hell no and sliding down into more negative feelings, and they have to keep saying hell no. And that is a shitty way to live. It is not a good way to live. What you want is you want to aim for hell yes. Hell yes, that's where I'm going. Think about somebody that you really admire. Like you're like, oh yeah, like I admire Dolly Parton or Barbara Streisand. I know those are singers, but that's how the mind works, right? Free association, one leads to the other. Or like Maya Angelou, or just anybody comes to your mind that you admire. Whoever it is you're admiring, they had some kind of vision for what's possible. One of my favorite people is oh my God, she's little cute as a button. What's her name? Oh, anyway, it'll come to my mind. But she decided when she was a teenager that she was going to be happy. She was going to be happy. And that's a decision. It's a hell yes decision. It's saying I'm important enough that my happiness matters to me. Now you're going to see where we're going from here. I set the stage just now for you. A long, long time ago, back in the days of when fairy tales were being, we as humans, we told stories for a long time verbally. And then at one point they were being written down. And then at another point they were being edited by fuckers. And those fuckers took out a lot of the feminine elements from the fairy tales. I think it was the Grimm brothers or something. I don't remember all of the names of the people. If you want to look up Clarissa Pinkola Estes, she did fairy tale research from cultures all around the world. And she wrote Women Who Run with the Wolves. And there would be like an element of intuition of where a woman dropped the handkerchief, but it symbolized something. And that in that symbolism, there was meaning and it was very mystical. And what the logical control freaks did was take the mysticism out of the fairy tales. And what we're left with is bones of stories that don't invite us to trust our own intuition and our own mystical natures. Now, this is really important for Hell Yes, because that's where we're going. Feminine energy was edited out of fairy tales. It was also, interestingly enough, edited out of a book called Think and Grow Rich, where the guy who wrote it, named Napoleon Hill, he gave some attribution to how spirit was guiding him in his process of writing that book and interviewing all of the wealthy people in the world for writing that book. And he shyly stepped back from talking about spirit because the publishers didn't want to publish it. When you give people the right to believe in their own intuition, you lose your power over them. That's why I call them fuckers. So, okay. So fairy tales, Think and Grow Rich, and there's been other ones too. I remember one of my favorite psychologists from back in the day. There was Carl Jung. No, there was Sigmund Freud, and then his student was Carl Jung. And one of the fellow students at the time was Alfred Adler. Alfred Adler was brilliant. I learned a lot of the best parenting techniques from him, which I have used in leadership, in training leaders, in coaching for many years. He's freaking brilliant. And at the end of his life, he admitted that he wished he would have talked more about spirituality, because he didn't bring that into the psychology, right? Because who's going to publish you? People are going to laugh at you, think that you're a farce. So feminine energy was edited out. I'm calling it feminine energy because that's how I see it. You can call it a different thing if you want. Feminine energy was edited out of fairy tales and Think and Grow Rich and other important documents. We have to weave it back into the tapestry of our lives. That's our job. That's what we've got to do in order to claim our full power. Think about it this way. When you have love beside you, inside you, empowering you, you will command and demand the impossible and you will get it, because you will be trusting that force inside of you that knows what it knows beyond reason. It doesn't try to have power over you. It just wants to dance with you. And if you need another way to look at it, I want you to think about this. If you were with anybody in your life who was consistently cruel, maybe narcissistic, they demanded and commanded the impossible, which was to drain you of your lifeblood, of your soul blood. So that is kind of impossible, but they managed to do it, to hypnotize you well enough that they could keep draining you and you could keep staying there. Well, no, I don't want you to become narcissistic. That's not the idea. I just want you to realize that the impossible is possible, but now you've got to believe it for yourself. You've got to believe the impossible for yourself, because you're worthy of waking up feeling great every day. You're worthy of making the decision, I choose happiness for myself. I choose happy. It's Goldie Hawn. That's who it was. And she's like the most fantastic person in Hollywood. She never got caught up in the freaking reindeer games that go on in Hollywood, the Storyland capital of the universe. So she chose happiness as a teenager. I want you to choose happiness, and I want you to choose it with all your heart. Now, how does this relate back to hell yes? How does this relate to falling in love with your future? Because when you choose happiness for yourself, you're making a choice that's very general, but very associated with you. When you take any object in your mind and you associate it with an emotion, that's where you get power. What you want to do is you want to make a decision about yourself and associate you with happiness. That whenever you vision yourself happy and glowing from the inside. Now, that vibration, because vibration will attract like vibration, when you go from stuck, shocked, hell no, hell yes, you're going from the biggest white noise of vibration and you're getting clear, radio signal, clear radio signal. Hell no is a better radio signal than stuck, right? Or shocked. And then you're landing in hell yes. And hell yes is saying, I have enough self-worth to say I want happiness for myself. And I command it and demand it as a vision for me. Now, from that place, what you can trust is that you've just set the stage for the specifics to line up. The thing about it is you can't waver. You can't be like, well, I kind of want happiness for myself, but you can't be like, well, it would be nice if this thing happens, then I'll be happy. Or you can't have it contingent on anything. Like the way you fall in love with one of your pets or one of your children, you have to fall in love. The way that you wish for them happiness, you have to wish happiness for yourself at that level of purity. So I want you to edit your intuition back into your life. You already know what it is, or you wouldn't be here in front of listening to me. You already know that taste of intuition, that taste of well-being, that taste of knowing. Now, what you want to do is you want to weave out any habitual chronic anger that might be running your life, or any habitual sadness that might be running your life, or any habitual negative feeling. You want it to come up and out. You want to purge it. And I'm gonna bring one more thing into the mix, and then we're gonna come to a close. Sometimes when people are on this healing path, especially if they're still in the middle of stuck and shocked, they don't want to blame anybody. They don't want to be angry at anybody. They just want to be sweet, demure, little innocent little maidens. Here's the thing. If you are healing from cruel relationships and manipulative people, it's going to be ugly no matter which way you look at it, because you have betrayed yourself and they have betrayed you. They have betrayed your heart and you have betrayed your heart, which means you're just as guilty as they are. Now, that's not pretty language. And I don't mean to like, you're not guilty, like, oh, you are guilty, now you're punished. More that you weren't like all, you accepted their imposition on you. You accepted the betrayal and you perpetrated it yourself as well. Now, when you realize that, then you can go, oh my God, I don't want to keep doing that. Then you can put a stop to it. The only reason for such an admission is to be able to put a stop to it. Now, I have a lot of energy behind this because you can't get to where you are from where you really want to be with just a little whisper of love, especially if you've been in cruel relationships. You're going to have to get your balls on. You're going to have to get your energy on. You're going to have to get your love on. And love is fierce. Love is powerful. And if you invoke love and there are situations in your life that need to exit, they will exit. So just be prepared for that. But also be prepared that there is also a world that is ready and available just for you, ready to welcome you in it, ready to be what will make you happy to wake up every morning. And your job is to tune into that. And if you're in a really dark place, you don't know what that is right now, but you can trust me if you want to say, I'm positive from my own experience that there is so much more available. That if you will just let yourself associate yourself with happiness, associate yourself with belief and worthiness, you will open those doors. Those doors will open for you. The stars will bow to you. I promise you this. I've seen this over and over and over again. So, woo, I want you to own it, man. I'm owning it and I'm loving it. It's the best thing I ever did with my life was own it. I didn't know how things were going to fall into place. but every day they're falling into place more and more and more and more. And sometimes it looks like it and I can see it. And some days I'm like, where are we going? And I feel like I'm in the middle of the ocean and there's no dove coming back to my Noah's Ark, letting me know that land is nearby. But more and more often these days, I see the the olive branches and the different lands all around. And what happened today was I was with a friend who she can handle my dreams if they're small enough that they look like an inchworm can achieve them. But as soon as I start bringing to the table crystal cathedral like dreams, her whole energy starts bucking. And I'm just like, I'm not fucking having any of that. And I started like, with God, anything is possible. And then before we were leaving each other today, she was like, I love you. I'm like, you better fucking love me, because I'm not putting up with her limitation shit. And I don't want you to put up with anybody's limitation shit. And I don't normally share stuff with people, except this is a person who's very close to me. And this whole village wouldn't even be what it is without her. And so she gets some leeway with me because I'm usually very picky about who I share with. You have got to just let yourself say, with God, anything is possible. With source, with love, anything is possible. And that is a perfect message to end today's live stream. Surrender to love. With love, anything is possible. I love you and I believe in you. And if there's anything I can do to support you on your journey, you just let me know. Get yourself allies. We are here for you. I love you. Bye for now.